Angie Gann, and I am the acting board president, the board of directors, and a practitioner here at the center. And I would like to welcome you this morning and thank you for joining us wherever you are coming from. We are blessed by your presence and would like to go ahead and begin the meditation today by simply getting comfortable where you're seated, getting comfortable sitting in your chair, on the couch, wherever you might find yourself, and grounding your feet, feeling them flat on the floor, grounding down into Mother Earth, so you remain grounded throughout the meditation as you reach higher and higher. Today we're going to join with our higher selves, our highest self and our greatest good, and ask for an answer to a question, ask for advice from your own greatest good on a new path direction perhaps that you may be considering. Whatever it is that's going on in your world today that you're needing guidance with. And so we close our eyes, we get cozy in our seat, knowing that the chair is supporting us and there's nothing else for us to do and nowhere else for us to be in this moment but right here, right now. And so we take a few deep breaths in, breathing in deeply to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And releasing to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just letting go on the exhale of all that no longer serves, letting it go, letting it fall away. And taking in another deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And releasing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Letting it go as we relax more and more deeply. Today we seek guidance from our own greatest good. And we go within as we ask what it is that we need to know at this point in our journey to be the very next step to point us in the right direction, knowing that we cannot be wrongly guided by our own greatest good because it is our own greatest good. It already is ours. We just open ourselves to receive it now. And so I invite you to begin your meditation. And so now we come back into space, feeling centered and grounded as we begin to open our eyes, bringing back with us the message, the communication that we just derived from our highest and greatest good, bringing it with us, consciously connected to it and with it, knowing that it is our information. It is there for us to choose our next best direction to move into on our own inner journey, our own journey to greatness. And we know that we can access this place and this time with our own higher self anytime that we choose, because it is ours. It goes with us wherever we go. And for that, we are so thankful and so very grateful. And so we go out into our day today, into today's service, taking in the messages that we know we are here to receive by divine appointment. There are no accidents. It is all serendipitous. And we accept that as we go into today's service and later on throughout the week, taking the messages from today with us, knowing that we are blessed, and indeed we are, and so it is.
Thank you, Lorraine. And good morning, Amani, and happy Easter. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning on this gorgeous day. So wherever you are, please stand on your patios and your homes, and let's all sing together with our wonderful house band, Ascension.
All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices in the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love, be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. From the mountains to the valleys, from the rivers to the sea, every hand that reaches out, every hand that reaches out to offer peace, every simple act of mercy, and every step to kingdom come, all the hope in every heart speaks what love has done. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love, be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. I will testify to love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love and be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. I will testify to love.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, Ascension. We are so blessed here by our house band, Ascension. I can't say it enough. We're going to have opportunities to hear them every Sunday, and moving forward, hopefully we'll be seeing all of you in here as well. And so it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to our Sunday experience. My name is Marcy Mitchell. I am the Center Director and a practitioner here at the Amani Center. And wherever you are joining us from, you are so welcome here. We're so glad that you listened to that little voice inside your head or your heart or wherever you felt it that said, this is something I should do today, this is something I need to hear, this is where I need to be. We're just grateful for you being here. And so we like to start our service by reading our vision statement. And we're going to bring it up on the screen so that you can read it aloud with us. We are an inclusive spiritual community dedicated to raising consciousness and transforming lives. And so that is our purpose, our important reason for being here, and we take it very seriously, and we have lots of ways that we are able to make this happen on the planet. And so we have classes, we have workshops, we have our Sunday experience every Sunday morning beginning at 10:10, and we have events, and we also have a Circle of Light, which is our group of practitioners and ministers who are here supporting the Amani Center. They have all been through at least 4 years, and actually in all cases many more than that, of training and classes and spiritual work to be able to help you know the truth of who you are and the truth of what's unfolding for you, especially in moments that feel particularly challenging, but also in moments of celebration and in just moments, in every moment. It's always so beneficial to have someone remember the truth of who you are with you. So if there's anything that you're going through that's particularly challenging now, or something that you're looking to manifest in your life, or just someone that you'd like to be in gratitude with another human being, please reach out to us virtually. You can drop a comment below on our Facebook or YouTube channel. You can send an email to admin@theamanicenter.org. You can even call and leave a message, 530-677-2300, and someone will get back to you, and we can treat with you either over the phone or possibly in person if you are local, or via text, email. There's lots of ways that we can reach out. So please receive this complimentary gift from us. This is something that we really love to do. Okay, and so now we're going to take a few moments and go through our announcements. And this is our schedule for April. Our April theme is Honoring the Elements, Earth. And so we begin today, our first Sunday in April, with our wonderful Reverend Sherry Wen speaking. Next week, we will have the also wonderful Reverend Pixie DeFore. And then on the 18th, our ministerial intern, Mitch Austin, speaks. And then we have Yuli Rodriguez, who is a practitioner here at the center, has been with us for a long time. She will be speaking on the 25th. And a special guest artist, Gary Lynn Floyd, who many of you already know. He has performed here at the center before, and he's just an amazing musician. I'm sure many of you have heard of him already. So he'll be bringing his gift of music to us for the 25th. And we have a big event that we've been planning for April 17th, and that is our spring concert, book swap, and art show. So we are so fortunate to have the Keep On Trucking Band coming back. We'll be out in the parking lot and on our patio. If you haven't heard them before, they are awesome. They are fun. You're going to know the music. You're going to want to dance. So this is a great opportunity to get together in a really safe, outside, socially distanced situation and hear live music and be in community. And also, if you have books that you have already enjoyed that you would like to share with someone else, you can bring those. We're just going to do a book swap, so you can bring some books, take some books, or if you don't have books to bring, you can just make a donation and still go through the books that we have out there and take some home. And also, a very talented local artist and good friend of Amani, Allison Tomei, will be showing her art inside. So she'll have some prints available for purchase and some of her beautiful large art pieces on display. So it's just going to be a wonderful Saturday afternoon. The weather is promising to be lovely. We've done a lot of work out on our patio, so made it a lot more comfortable. So join us for this event Saturday, April 17th from 2 to 6. And we have a workshop coming up at the end of the month by our wonderful Mitch Austin. It's called Taming Your Inner Critic. And Mitch did this about a year or two ago, and people loved it. You know how fun Mitch is. There's going to be, you can bring along some wine to share, or not share, I guess, if you just want your own wine. There'll be some cider and snacks, and it's going to be a lovely event on the patio. And if there's someone who wants to participate in this but is not local or just isn't ready to be out on the patio, we will have a Zoom available as well. So sign up for that. It's going to be super fun. And we have new classes beginning at the end of the month. So Spiritual Economics is a year 2 course, and our own wonderful board president, practitioner, and ministerial intern, Angie Gann, will be teaching this class. So that's an accredited class. That's part of our accredited program to get your practitioner license, or even people moving on to ministerial, but it's also just a great course for anyone who would like to bring more spirit into their daily use of money and resources. So you can sign up for that. Kristen should be dropping links for all of these items on our Facebook live stream, and then I will repost them after the service today so that you can go back and easily find them to sign up. And we have another great class, workshop, that we've done here before with Allison Tomei called Soul Quest that will be beginning on April 28th. So she'll be doing that Wednesdays starting the 28th from 5 to 7 here at the center. And this one you can do via Zoom as well. So this is 6 weeks. It is fun. It's engaging. It's an adventure with art. And she does visioning. And it's really a rich, wonderful class. I encourage you to sign up for this and really have some fun. And you'll end up with something that you create by the end that will remind you of just all the great work that you do in the class. So a link should be dropping for that as well. And we moved our medicine wheel activation workshop with Bob and Shannon back to May. So if you didn't get a chance to sign up for that yet, go right ahead. It's going to be actually on a Friday night now. We're going to do it at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And that link should be dropping. That's going to be a wonderful, about a 2-hour workshop with Shannon and Bob, who were with us last week. There'll be music and meditation and visioning and all kinds of just great content. So definitely jump on that. And then I just also want to remind you about some of the great classes we have that are more for the physical body, including Zumba, which still happens every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with the wonderful Angela. She's coming to us from Arizona, and we have people from really literally all over the planet who join in for that great hour of dance and exercise and high vibration. And also we have Qigong with Kelly Webb, and that is a all-inclusive membership program that Kelly has created with the Amani Center. You can sign up for this, and there are 3 group type classes a week via Zoom, and then a lot of other content. So this is a great way to get your body, mind in alignment and balance and be connected and be doing something good for your body. So links should be dropping for that as well. And so that is our last announcement. So we're going to take a moment and bless our service now. So if you'll just take a moment wherever you are, if there's anything in your lap, move it out of your lap, get comfortable, sit up nice and straight, and cross your legs or your feet. And allow your eyes to close as you receive a deep breath in. Receiving that spirit of life all the way into your body, into your lungs, your belly, and allowing it to just bring you so present to this moment right now. We know there is only one spirit, one power, one energy that runs in and through and as all things, all beings, all events, everything that transpires. It is a force for good. It is pure love. It is perfect truth and joy, abundance, and it is here for our good. Each and every one of us is completely connected to this divine energy. It flows in, through, and as us. It guides us. It supports us. It brings us just what we need, just when we need it. And it brings all to the world that is happening, just how it's meant to happen. And so we know even when things look a little weird, it's well, it's okay. It's unfolding just how it's meant to. And so we can breathe and rest in knowing that this is unfolding divinely. And so I know that this service unfolds perfectly, divinely, and just how it's meant to. It touches each and every person who tunes in, who sits out on the patio, who is in the space bringing it, who is watching from their homes or their own patios or yards, or who later just happens to notice it while they're scrolling on Facebook or looking through YouTube. I know it reaches out and touches anyone who needs to hear what is said today, who needs to hear the music, feel the vibration, and be in community with this center. I know that the technology flows easily. I know that everyone who is here speaking, singing, volunteering their time, bringing their gifts, are guided and blessed by being here. And I am so grateful I'm so grateful for each and every person who shows up to bring this service, and for each and every person who shows up to hear it, to receive it, to lift their own vibration, and thereby spread that higher vibration through the community and all through the world. I know it is all unfolding just how it's meant to. And so with great gratitude, I release my word into the law. I know that as I speak it, it is already done, it is already unfolding, and all is well. And together we say, and so it is. And now we're going to go to Angie, who's going to do our affirmation.
Thank you. I'll be leading us through the affirmation today. We will go through it 3 times. The first time with energy and enthusiasm. The second time, we'll take it down, bring it into our hearts. And the third time, if you would just please join me mentally. This affirmation comes today from our own Reverend Sherry Wynn. I fully participate in my own existence. I know my essential nature is always whole and complete. I joyfully embrace this truth. I fully participate in my own existence. I know my essential nature is always whole and complete. I joyfully embrace this truth. I fully participate in my own existence. I know my essential nature is always whole and complete. I joyfully embrace this truth.
Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am peace. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am love. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am joy. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am healed. Right here, right now, I am whole.
And so staying with this energy, we go within, and right here and right now, we release and we let go any trials, any tribulations, any hardships that we may be experiencing, and we take them and lay them at the cross. As today we celebrate the Christed one that came to this planet and brought Christ consciousness, Jesus, the Christed one, who rose from the dead, and in doing so transcended all of the worst that this world had to offer. In spirit, he knew that he was his Father's son,
And he told us that we are all brothers and sisters of God. We are all sons and daughters, just as he was. He just simply accepted that as his truth, and we are all free to do that. And so we take a moment in our meditation today to ponder that and to be in that spirit and that presence and that essence of the Holy One. Enjoy your meditation. And so staying in this space just a little longer, we come before the Holy Spirit and we lay ourselves bare and we ask that we are able to release and forgive whatever needs to be forgiven, to return ourselves to our natural, whole, perfect, and complete state of being. It may be ourself that we need to forgive. It may be particular others. It may be a situation or a circumstance. We lay it before the Holy Christed One, and we know that he heals all. His consciousness is purity and is healing. Just to touch his garment is enough to heal. And so we accept that healing into our lives today in whatever way is perfect and right for us in this very moment, knowing that this is a holy moment and knowing that wherever we walk is holy ground. And so we behold one another in this sacred space. For the rest of today, we challenge ourselves to look into the eyes of each one we meet and to see the Christed One looking back. And what a privilege and what an honor that is to entertain and behold that consciousness in one another. And so I am so grateful to know these truths and to speak them today and to celebrate them today. And I release my word into the physical world to be made manifest, as together we say, and so it is.
be light, that it may ease your pain. Let there be light on the darkest day. Let there be light you may see again. Let there be light, the Bible says it's true. Let there be light, as above so below. Let there be light, so the world will know. Let there be light, that we may see again. Let there be light tonight. Let there be light tonight. Let there be light. Let there be light. Let it shine on me. Let there be light with the wounded mind. Let there be light for the ones we left behind. Let there be light. Somebody say amen. Let there be light, that we may see again. Let there be light tonight. Let there be light tonight. Let there be light. Ooh, let there be light. It's gonna shine on me. Let there be light tonight. Let there be light tonight. Let there be light. Ooh, let there be light. It's gonna shine on me. It's gonna shine on me.
Beautiful. Sonia Peterson, the beautiful voice of Sonia Peterson. Thank you, Ascension. That was gorgeous. And now it is my joy and my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. You all know her, you all love her. It's so wonderful to have her in the space, Reverend Sherry Wynn.
Just got to know how wonderful our community is. I heard this music and did a shout out to Ascension and to Sonia, and they said, yes, we'll learn that, we'll sing it. And so touched by how gracious and loving this community is. So glad to be here. This is a time for me that dates back not only in this incarnation, but I have memories of this day many times before. And you would say I'm sort of a Jesus groupie. and my experience of that is unique to me, as everybody's experience is unique to them. And so people have lots of opinions about who this being was, but he impacted a huge new way of being. He was a rebel. He shook down the walls. He was not the ordinary man or normal in any sense of the word. In today's time, he would be known as an advocate for everyone. He was not for no one, but he was there for everyone. And he stood up for what he brought with him. His purpose and his light, who knows where he came from or how many lifetimes it took for him to be what he was, but he stepped into his full lighted being and prepared us for a new way of living. And it's taken a long time for us to evolve to a place where we can say that we recognize duality and we understand that we're called to unity. And as we do this, each person on our own, we face the shadow, we face the fear, we face the uncertainty in our own selves. And we must transform that, and he gave us a way. He said to love, to love, to love and to forgive and to be what we were intended to be, and to be that fearlessly. Now, I chose this, or it was chosen through me, this word emergence. And I was curious about this for a number of weeks. And so I did a lot of personal questioning. What does this really mean to me? And so what I began to understand is there is something that wants to come forth into my whole consciousness, into every aspect of my being, into my mind, into my body, into my mental aspect, into my emotional and feeling self, and into my affairs and how I act in the world. And because I'm here in a human body like everybody else, I have a lot of old stories that linger, that want to take a front place in my awareness. And I'm being asked to emerge this lighted, liberated self to come fully and blossom into itself in all arenas in my life. And that can be a challenge. Because I have, like you, hidden away lots of things that I'll get to at a later time because I don't have time and I'm too busy, or that might be uncomfortable, or I might have to look at something that is not something I like to look at in my own self. And so I remember this avatar, this Christed being who said, love, be as a little child, be innocent, go back to that state of purity and liberate yourself from the darkness. Bring yourself up into the light. Now, the darkness is not a bad thing, but it in relationship to how the light shines on it, we can see it in a different way. So this is the month of the element of earth. And so that's a favorite for me because that's always been my safe space. The planet, the earth, the creatures, the wind, the air, the water, the rocks, the stones, everything is like a magical environment for me. And it has been a teacher for me, and it has held my tears and allowed my anger out, and it has healed me with all different ways and means with the creatures. And so it's always been a habitat for me that feels like it's an extension of my awareness. And so to fully participate in my own life, I have to be willing to show up every day and remember who I am. And I am, and we are, more than our physical bodies. Now, I'm going to use the example of a seed because we've all done this and we all know it. In this seed, there is something magnificent going on. Now, we might have all kinds of seeds, and we just get about the business of doing the physical stuff, and we put it in the ground, and we water it, and we watch it, and we appreciate it. But do we ever stop and think of the power in that seed? And what it took is beyond my capability to even imagine. That in that little seed is a life existent and unique to itself, and that has within it everything it needs to grow into what it is. And that is awesome. And the same is so for us, that we are seeded as our own unique self, and that we have within us everything we need to fully blossom and become the enlightened beings that we are. And we do it in stops and starts, an aha over here, a this or a that, and then, the mind will come in and say, well, why can't you keep doing that? Well, we're doing the best we can. But what we're doing every time we wake up, every time we have an aha, every time we do some gracious thing or kind thing or joyous thing or an eruption of laughter or something, we are seeding the collective consciousness. We are creating new pathways for humanity to follow. And that's what Christ came to show us, is that there is a new pathway, a new way of being that we can source through our own selves and like Angie said, see in the eyes of another and be witness to the miraculous in our world of form. And we're asked to do this daily. And the world is clamoring for us to be afraid and stay in the lower levels of consciousness. Because this is what happens. When the light comes into the darkened areas, it busts up stuff. It's potent. It lets loose a powerful energy, and all of that is scattered all over. It's an enlightened act of rebellion against the stuck idea of duality. And when you put that energy into duality, it's noisy. And it has a voice in every place on the planet. And that's good, because we have evidence of change in seeing that there is lots of people around talking about things that have been buried in the past. So this is good news, but in order for us to be practical in our way of being, we have to serve a higher power in us, or we will be gobbled up whole and spit out by fear. And so this state of consciousness, I want to just read to you what I wrote because I did. In order to bring about a new state of consciousness of inclusion, we must tend our own state of being. The greatest gift we give to the world is to daily open ourselves up to the knowledge that in our purest state of being, we are whole and complete. Throw fear out the door and invite the divine presence in so that you have a healthy relationship and hear the leading of your intuitive self. This communion then brings about the qualities of consciousness in our own awareness that seeds the collective consciousness of humanity and sets forth new pathways for humanity to follow. Now, this is the age of energy. And we swim in a pool of energy that is cosmic in nature, meaning that is not singular to this place and event, but moves into the whole universe so that we are subject to what happens in that collective pool. And so now in this age of energy, we see how quickly thoughts and feelings and our sensitivities, we pick up things and we know things. And in the same way, when we send out things, they go out there and they do the business of whatever it is that we put out there. So we have to stop thinking that in order to make a change out there, we need to be out there doing all the physical work. We do the work in our own selves, and then we bring the consciousness that we are to whatever we do. And then that impacts and impacts and impacts and sends a wave of energy out and out and out. And so when I'm speaking here today, I feel the presence of every person that is connected to this cosmic light. We are not alone. It doesn't matter what tradition they're in. It doesn't matter where people are or whether people are here or gone or in another dimension. We are in the tribe of light, in the tribe of liberation, in the tribe of peace and beauty and kindness, and we are powerful. And here's what happens. Sometimes our power starts a rumble. It might start a rumble in our family. It might start a rumble in our own consciousness. It might start a rumble in politics. It might start a rumble in the social economics. It might start a rumble because this is a powerful wave of liberation that is saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up to who and what you are. Now, this is a day that has, in this particular lifetime, a lot of fond memories. I can remember as a little girl, I was the oldest sister. There was 3 of us. We went to church. We got to have new dresses. My mama would make new dresses, and we had new shoes and new dresses, and we would go to church, and we would have Easter egg hunts. We would go to my Nan and Papa's. We would have a nice meal, and it was just a lot of fun. And then in church, because when I was little, I used to hear the angels. I used to hear the other dimensions of voices and things, and I'd see things, and so it was all fun. Of course, I used to embarrass my family to death because they'd pat me on the head, and she's very imaginative. We love her, but but I saw new things, and so it was that place in hearing music and being in that consciousness of the Christ. It was a great celebration for me, and in the same respect, I had a great deal of sadness because it was like, why did they kill him off? What is it that causes people to be so afraid of the light that they would destroy this wonderful being? And then we look back in history and we see those that have come and have brought a big rumble. There have been many of them that have been a big rumble, and they just, knock them down because they're afraid of their own self. If they stop and were aware of what it is they were doing, they would fall to their knees. Fall to their knees if they truly understood what it was they were doing. And yet, in this place of seeing that, everything has its place and its purpose in this grand design. So even when we see and witness that out there that is malevolent and vicious and hurtful, from a higher state of being, I understand it is all in this play of consciousness. It all has its place. It all has its reason. But my reason for being, as I wake up more and more and more, is to try and find a way to be in touch with my own inner cosmic self, my own divine presence. Because when I am that, I feel like I am providing an avenue for what it is in me to seed the collective consciousness so that my grandchildren and grandchildren's grandchildren and on and on and on that are going to come, there is this new pathway that they can step into. Because without that seeded consciousness, we might just not be here. We might just have to start this whole thing all over again. But I believe that if we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear and to witness that there is a spark of life and light that is awake on the planet, and that it is wanting us to see it and to validate it and to be witness to it. And so when we see that in other people, or we see that in print or on our internet, or we hear it from another person, or we witness it in music, or we see it in art, or we witness it in beauty, we're to stop and surrender to and celebrate the hallowed be thy name in the physical. See, the hallowed be thy name is to be witness to the divinity in life. And the amen, the aho, the hallelujah, the whoopee, the yay, the good job is our way of perpetuating this energy to move forward and move on and move deeper into this strata of the collective unconscious. How am I doing? Okay, so in this society, we have been trained to see that the evidence of the miraculous or the evidence of an outcome is in material form. Only in material form. So we're always looking out there, and I just talked to us about looking out there at the material form. But to go back to the seed. Okay, so when we plant this seed, there is an evolutionary thing that has to happen in the dark. There's many things that have to happen in order for it to take complete form. And so we can look at nature as a tool of teaching in very many ways if we're open to it. Nature will show us in certain ways how we can be in union with what complements our higher self. And so in this place where the seed is dark and dormant and growing and doing all the things that it needs to do until the light and water and sun comes and we see the new leaf, that is how it happens in us, individually. We start with an idea or a prayer. I want. Now, in our world that we live in, most people want physical stuff. But you and I both know that physical stuff doesn't keep us happy. It's the more intricate things within us, the qualities of peace and love and a sense of connectedness and the relationships that we have. Those are the things that really feed our soul. And so when we ask for those things to happen for us and through us, we plant a seed, and then we go through an evolutionary process in the dark. But here's the deal. As a conscious being, we can be witness to what is happening, and we can help by not being afraid, by being willing to accept what is unlovable about ourselves, because we know all it is an old thought form. That's all. It's just an old thought form. It's an old idea. And we can take that old idea and we can forgive it, and then we can use it as fertilizer for our growth, right? So there isn't anything that should keep us bound or stuck or fearful. Everything that keeps me bound, stuck, and fearful are my own ideas. Not anybody else's, my own feelings. So in that, knowing that, in the same way, oh, if I created this and I'm feeling this, then I can do something about it. And when we choose to do something about it, we can look to the great teachers and we can call upon them, or that's something inside us that resonates like them, and we can ask for assistance, and assistance arrives. But it won't show up unless we ask for it, claim it, demand it, appreciate it in, love it in, however you get it there. But it's ours to do. But if we look to the outside world to do it for us, for our government to change, for our family to change, for our partners to change, for our children to change, for any of that to change, we will be stuck and stuck and stuck. The only change that happens is inside ourselves. And we all know this. And we come here and we see each other to remind each other, we can do this. Yes, we can do this. Because sometimes on our own, We get lost in the life that we have created. Feels a little bit overwhelming. It's too much. Whatever happens. But this is what's wonderful about community. And our community is extended now by our technology. In the technology space of it, we are seeing evidence of how energy works. Energy is a real thing, and this physical vehicle is energy, and it has no boundaries, except the boundaries I put on it. But we're taught about boundaries, that we're small, and we're little, and we're contained. But as an energetic being, we are part of the whole. And as that energetic being, we have access to everything that is whole. Now, I look at Easter Sunday and the teaching of the resurrection as a gateway. The teaching that he brought was a gateway or a portal or a pathway or an idea that took me beyond my mortal self and into my infinite self, and could see that this is a chapter and a verse of an infinite life that we're all living. I lived with a man who was clairvoyant and could see chakras, and he gave me a big, lots of gifts, but he helped me to see that the soul it inhabits itself in the causal body, which is kind of out here. And then this steps down in energy and takes form as a physical reality. But the causal body works primarily in energy. And so it never dies. That energy continues to live on. Our soul, our state of being continues to live on. And so that's what Christ came to show. Now, whether that was a good story or real, I'm always a believer in the magic, in the possibility, in the, you can't do that. Oh, let me see. Maybe I can. Maybe we can. So I'm a believer in the amazing qualities of the mystery, of the infinite. I'm ready for, I'm open to. And now I know that the whole world isn't like this, but I recognize my tribe when I see them. And I know that we are part of the tribe of love and light. And so I'm very, very, very grateful to be here with you today. Thank you so very much. Love you.
Thank you, Reverend Sherry. Wonderful as always. I just looked down and noticed that my sandal was hanging by a literal thread, so I took my shoes off so that I wouldn't suddenly go flying through the air as I tried to walk in those and they stopped being sandals. Okay, so now it's time for our joyful time of giving. And so this is our opportunity as a community to support the Amani Center with our tithes and gifts. We continue to pay our rent payment, our utility payments, and keep the center running even as we are not meeting in person. And so we're just so grateful for whatever it is that you're able to donate and give to the center so that we can continue to live this purpose, this mission that we know we are here for. And so since we're not really in person right now, we have a number of ways that you can continue to support us from wherever you are. And they're up on your screen right now. You can text the word Amani to 44321. You can hit the donate button that's on our newsletter and our email blast. It's also on our website. You can just use your bank app and have an e-check go out. You can set it up one time, or you can just set it up to come out every week or every month, or however you would like to do it. And you can still mail us a check. Our address is 2558 Greenwood Lane, Suite D in Cameron Park, California, 95682. And there's also a link being dropped right now by Kristen that you can follow, and that will take you to an easy way to donate to the center. And so we're just so grateful for whatever you're able to give, however you can support us. We really cannot do it without you, and so we're just very thankful for you. And now it is time for another wonderful song from our amazing house band, Ascension. Awesome. Thank you, Ascension. All right, and now it's time for us to sing our closing song together. So if you would just stand wherever you are and sing "The Presence is Here" with us, it will come up on your screen.
The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. And I will meet you in grace.
So, in this state of grace, in this state of celebration, in this state of the light that dwells within us, be at peace and joyful this day. And so it is.